let's dive into some conversions. Okay, conversions are going to be important in order to change one unit into another. So like if you're trying to convert feet into miles or seconds into days, we can use these conversions in order to do that. All right, this first column of bullet points deals with our American system. So inches, feet, and miles. This last conversion is important because that's how we convert from the American system to the metric system. Okay, this middle column deals with the metric system, which the rest of the world uses. Okay, and then the last column is kind of time, seconds, days, weeks, so on and so forth. Okay, all right, so we can set each of these conversions up as a ratio. So for example, I can set this up as 12 inches over 1 foot, or 1 foot over 12 inches. Because 1 foot and 12 inches are the same thing. So this ratio really just simplifies to become 1. All right, because the top and the bottom are the same thing. It's just helping us convert from one unit to another. All right, so let's do this in some examples. An island is about 1 mile long. How long is the island in feet? Okay, so I'm going to go up to these bullet points. Are there any conversions from feet that involves feet and miles? Well, yes, I have this one right here. Okay, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So if this island is 1 mile long, it's the same thing as 5,280 feet. Okay, that one's pretty simple because I just used that one conversion. All right, what about the second one, the second example? It takes 3 days for a train to go from New York to San Francisco. What is that time in seconds? So how long is it going to take in seconds to go from New York to San Francisco? I need to convert days into seconds. Okay, so I'm going to use this last column. Are there any conversions there that go automatically from days to seconds? No, there aren't. But I could do days into hours, then hours into minutes, and then minutes into seconds. So I could kind of do a chain of conversions here. All right, so what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with the fact that this is 3 days. That's what I'm trying to convert. I'm trying to convert 3 days and figure out how many seconds that is. So I need to convert days into hours first because that's this ratio that I know. So am I going to multiply this by hours over days or days over hours? Because that's what we're going to actually be setting up. How am I going to multiply these all together? Well, I need to convert days into hours. So I'm going to multiply it by hours over days because notice what happens. We have days on the bottom and days on top. The units of days are going to cancel, leaving me with the units of hours. Okay, so what is that conversion, hours into days? Well, it's 24 hours in 1 day. Okay, so now we're in hours, but I'm still got this end goal of converting into seconds. So what can I convert hours into? I can convert hours into minutes. So hours on bottom, minutes on top. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. All right, the reason that the hour is on bottom is so that the hours cancel out. Okay, now I'm going to multiply this. I need to convert minutes into seconds. So I want minutes on bottom, seconds on top. That way the minutes cancel out and I've got 60 seconds over 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to put 3 days over 1 and I'm just going to multiply all these fractions together. Okay, so I've got 3 times 24 times 60 times 60 and I'm going to get 259,200 seconds. All right, which is my end goal. I wanted my last units to be in seconds. All over 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And notice how all the units on the denominators have canceled out. So it's just 1 at the bottom. Okay, so 259,200 seconds. That's how many seconds it will take to go from New York to San Francisco. So if you ever wondered how many seconds 3 days was, that's how long. Okay? We're able to multiply by these ratios because remember, each of these ratios could simplify to give you 1 because the numerator and the denominator are talking about the same thing. They're just involving different units. Okay? Let's do another example. A car travels a distance of 100 feet in about 2.8 seconds. So that is a ratio that we know. I'm going to set that up. 100 feet in 2.8 seconds. 100 feet per 2.8 seconds. All right, my end goal is to convert this into miles per hour. So my final answer needs to be in miles per hour. Okay? So I've got a couple different conversions I need to do here. I need feet to become miles, and I need seconds to become hours. So what conversion can we do to make feet become miles? Well, I know there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Now, our end answer has miles in the numerator. So miles needs to be in the numerator, and feet need to be in the denominator so that the feet cancel. All right, there is 1 mile in 5,280 feet. So that's the way I'm going to set up that ratio. Let me move this over just so it's under it a little bit better. Okay, so feet have now been converted to miles. But now I need to convert seconds into hours. Well, I know I can make seconds become minutes. So I'm putting the seconds on top so that they cancel. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay? Now I need to convert minutes into hours. We're so close to being done. I need to convert minutes into hours. Minutes are going to cancel. Okay, there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Notice how all of my units have canceled except for miles and hours. Miles on top, hours on the bottom. We are ready to multiply across. So let me move this stuff over. All right, so we got 100 on the numerators, 100 times 1 times 60 times 60. And that's going to give us 360,000 on the numerator. And then on the denominator, we got 2.8 times 5,280 times 1 times 1. That's going to be 14,784. The last thing I got to do is 360,000 divided by 14,784. And then this wanted us to round to the nearest whole number. So that's going to be about 24 miles in 1 hour. Okay? More commonly, you're going to see this as 24 miles. 24 miles per hour, mph. Okay? So if a car travels 100 feet in about 2.8 seconds, that's the same thing as that car going 24 miles per hour. Okay? So if you're driving 24 miles per hour, that means you're going 100 feet in 2.8 seconds. How about that? Okay? So in this You Try Now, you're converting a 10K, a 10-kilometer race into miles. Okay? So I'm giving you this helpful hint that 1 meter is the same as 1.094 yards. So that's how you can convert from the metric over into the US measurements, okay? So try that You Try Now. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to practice the practice problems as well. Have a good one.